What's going on, world? Happy Wednesday. It's your man G coming at you today on Candid Conversations. My counterpoint is not here with me today, but I got some beautiful women in here with me today. So they're going to be some co-hosts with me today.
That's right.
Yes, Lord. Let me go ahead and introduce these beautiful women. First, I want to introduce Tika.
Hi, how's
Hi,
everybody
Tika.
doing?
Just met this beautiful lady. You know when you meet somebody and that energy just connects? That's what happened this way. Just love her energy, love her spirit. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And another one,
Mhm.
another connection. You know, when we first met, we was passing through. When we first, I'm like, okay, you don't bother people, but Cecily, you turned out to be real cool. I love it. That's Cecily, everybody.
How y'all doing?
Cecily here. That's Cecily with me. So beautiful, so spirit. We gonna have a good time tonight.
We are. We
Yeah.
definitely are.
Yep.
Okay. I'm really excited today because I'm filming my first YouTube episode.
I know.
Y'all, I'm about to build a
Congratulations.
platform. Stay
Listen,
tuned.
you picked the right people to start with. Okay?
Stay tuned, you guys. Yes.
Look,
So I feel like I did pick the right people to start with. So just stay tuned for that. Look out. It's on the lookout. It's coming. It's coming. All right, y'all. Let's get this thing rolling because we're a little late. I'm sorry, y'all. I was on some CP time, but I was trying to make sure I was good.
There you go.
Okay. Well, this is the part of the show I call minding other people's business because that's what we like to do. Well, not me. Some other people. But we talking about the world of entertainment, you know what I'm saying? So this week has been the week of divorces.
Oh my gosh,
Oh
it
my
has. It really has.
Listen, I'm like,
When I
it's
tell
the
you my heart,
retrograde.
it
Have
has
you
to
heard about
be.
the retrograde?
Yes.
Listen.
Well, break it down for the people who don't know what the retrograde is.
Well, I don't know much, so make sure you do your research. You can just type in Mercury retrograde. It's going on right now, where basically if anybody from your past is trying to pop up in your life, you want to be aware. That's a part of like the retrograde. You kind of second guessing your current relationship, kind of seeing yourself in a different light, perhaps, or whatever. So it's starting to. That can be what's in the water and why so many people are talking divorce and breakup and my ex coming back around. Girl, guess who
Yeah.
hit me up? You know?
Wow.
Hey, big head.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Because, well, I just go over the few that I read about today.
Right.
So we got Tom Brady and Giselle Bundchen. That's the football player and his wife, supermodel wife. Miguel and his girlfriend. Wife, not
yeah.
girlfriend, wife. They were together for like 3-4 years.
Yeah.
Now they're calling it quits. And the one that hurt me the most,
Oh,
Ugh.
Tia and
And
Corey.
Oh. Listen,
Man.
the last two. So Miguel and his wife, I follow. I think her name is Azani.
Yeah.
If I'm pronouncing it right. I follow her on Instagram, and so they have been together for I think like 7 years. They were married for 3,
Oh, okay.
and they got back together. They initially like planned to divorce, got back together in February after filing, canceled everything, got back together in February, and now they announced they're going through with it. So it was a
Wow.
little shocking to even,
Yeah.
it just ripped my heart out all over again.
yeah. That's how I feel about the Tia one. I'm like,
I did not see that coming at all.
I never would have thought it because when you see them, they're so, we
I
don't
was
know.
just watching them on the Black Love
Yeah.
docuseries the other day, and
We don't know what's going on the on the
don't.
inside.
Yeah.
you don't.
But on the outside, they looked amazing. I was just like, this is a
Absolutely.
good couple. They got beautiful
Yeah.
kids, and they just did the American standard Clara
Absolutely.
Huxtable and Dr. Huxtable stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
The 2.5 kids, the dog named Spot.
Yeah.
Like they had the American
Wow. I see. This is another show. But this is why I don't believe in the institution of marriage.
dream. You don't?
Because I'll be like, I don't want to mess it up, and I feel like marriage just you really don't know people. You get married, and you start finding out
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you just like, damn, I could have saved that. You know what I'm saying?
I still believe in marriage, but
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I think
I mean, some people do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm old fashioned when it comes to that kind of stuff, but I think
Yeah.
a big part of it too is that people evolve, right? Like we change, we grow up. Tia and Corey, for example, they met when she was still, I think, filming Sister or something like that.
Yeah, they
So
were
she
real
was
young.
So as people evolve and people change, you kind of have to do that together, or that's where you kind of lose each other in the process.
Yeah. If
I
you grow
agree.
Together,
Exactly.
you'll end up growing apart.
Right.
And it almost makes you think well, I was reading his story, and he was like a rash decision can cause a lot of pain. So it almost like he didn't want to do it. It might have been her call. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I read that a little differently.
You read it different? What you
Yeah,
read?
so I kind of read that as him calling her irrational, saying like her emotions have driven whatever. But the first question I asked was, well, what was she emotional about? Like, what happened that triggered the emotion?
Yeah.
So, not to say anyone's at fault. I don't know what's going on behind closed doors in their marriage, but it just kind of read to me as almost a man kind of like mansplaining something in a
situation,
sense, right?
yeah.
Trying to make it seem like she was being irrational
Yeah.
or too emotional, but we don't know what caused that emotion to happen in the first place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe she'll put it in her memoir.
Look at us minding other people's
You know what I'm
business,
saying? That's what I'm telling you, it's minding
child.
folks' business.
It's minding folks' business.
That's all I'm telling you.
I mean,
That's
we
why
with
we
the
call it
segment.
mind other people's business.
I'm telling you.
Listen. Okay, so for the last couple months, I don't know if y'all heard this, but women were finding napkins in their car doors, and they were laced with some kind of substance or powders that's knocking them out and making them feel all wheezed and stuff. Well, this is happening now.
Right.
So they're leaving napkins and powder substance papers in trunks, in the door handles, just everywhere now. And I'm like, who has the time to try to? And it's mostly targeting black women.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Who has the time?
That's so scary.
It is.
The first thing I thought of was sex traffickers because
Yeah.
I mean that's such a big thing here in Atlanta. I just you have to be careful everywhere you go.
You better keep that thing with you, you know.
Yes, you got to keep that thing with
And
you,
if
but
you
you
don't have
gotta
one, go get licensed, okay?
you gotta
Get
make
licensed to
sure
get the thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Please.
you have to make certain that you are paying attention to your surroundings.
Absolutely.
A lot of people don't do that.
My granddaddy used to always say, keep your head on the swivel because you never know who's walking and who's watching you. So,
Yeah.
you have to be mindful. You see something in your door, don't touch it. You know, if you have on a sandal, use your sandal to slap it away or whatever.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
grab a
just don't
napkin.
touch.
Just don't touch it.
Ladies, if you just out there
And-
by yourself, don't touch.
And don't touch your face.
Right.
That's the big thing. If you contact it, you go to touching your face, that's when it knocks you out because it gets in your system.
Right.
Yeah. Be careful, ladies.
Please.
Just be careful out there in the streets. And last but not least, good old Kanye that made the news again.
I knew
I'm
it.
checking out.
These
I knew that was going to be the last one.
with these White Lives Matter shirts. Your thoughts, ladies?
Listen, this is the same man that was wearing the Trump hat like
Yeah.
a wardrobe piece like
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
I mean, that's basically White Lives Matter. I mean, he already kind of showed a sense of this behavior, so I wasn't really shocked about
Yeah.
it at all.
Yeah, neither was I. I mean, once you say slavery was a choice, you are disconnected. So he has not been a part of the black diaspora for a very long time in my mind. Like you've checked out. You
Yeah.
have elevated in finances, and he's almost like he reminds me of what's the line in Jay-Z's song, like how OJ didn't know he was black till he was black.
Tell he was black.
So I feel like Kanye has forgotten that he was black and was treated as such. Now he's in a different, he's in a different percentile. He's making more money. So now what black people go through, what black people feel, he now feels elevated from. So he's in a whole different space.
He made it. He made it up there.
He made it somewhere.
Yeah, he made it somewhere. He up in there in the orbits.
Okay.
Kanye, I pray for your mental health, brother.
Yes, we gonna keep.
I mean,
praying
I
for you.
almost feel like half of it is attention seeking.
Yeah.
I feel like Kanye in his right mind. He know what he doing.
He loves the attention, good or bad.
Yeah.
He loves it. He really does.
He love that. From the fashion deals to the race, it's just a lot. Kanye, we love you, bro. We gonna pray for your mental health.
Praying for
Right?
you.
There we go. I'm gonna say
Pray
that.
for that mental
Amen.
health and strength.
Help him.
Help him, Lord. Touch him. Touch him, for he not know no better.
For you not know.
For he not know. Shondo. All right, y'all. Y'all ready to jump into these serious, candid conversations?
Yes, let's go.
Let's get rolling. So, this is what I want to start off with. I'm going to start off with this. Because I know people nasty. I want to know, why do people feel like they can use sex as a weapon or for personal gain? And now that I got 2 women in this room, I'm gonna love to
We both,
hear
like,
what this is
shifting
gonna
like,
be
I
about.
know.
Okay.
We're both like, okay, let me grab a seat. Hold on.
Don't get mad at us, ladies. We're just
You know
gonna
what I'm
talk, okay?
I want to know because it's before I say it. I
Okay.
know women from what I've seen growing up, they have definitely used sex.
Mhm.
They did the Ronnie Ho quote: "Use what you got
To
get what you want."
Mhm.
I've seen it with my own eyes. I'm like, oh,
I swear
okay.
we all grew up in the same household in
Yeah.
different places.
It's the power of the
Uh-huh.
meow.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm talking about? So, since I got 2 women here, I'm gonna catch y'all perspective.
Okay.
I'm gonna start with you, Cecily.
Oh, all right.
I'm gonna start with you. What you feel about that?
I feel like once a woman does that, she automatically like objectifies herself and she feels like she has nothing else to offer a man.
Oh,
And a lot of times
Ooh.
you're trying to use it to control somebody, right? But the reality is he can go get it from anywhere. So if you're trying to use it to control him, it's because you really feel like you have nothing else that he would want. To me.
thank you.
But
Jesus.
so many men put so much emphasis on sex, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, well, if this is what you want, let me control you with this. So if this is what I have to do to get what I want, if this gets me the Birkin, if this gets me the lifestyle, if this affords me whatever, if you're going to pay for my surgeries because I'm busting it wide open for you, listen, I'm not here to judge. I'm just saying be mindful, okay? Because
Yeah.
it's serious in these streets. But yeah, I think that's why people do it, because it's such an important factor for men, right? Like they don't
For whom?
men.
Well, okay, stop.
Oh, don't do that.
Oh,
Hold on.
here we
Got 2
go.
women now.
Hold on, because I gotta represent my fellas
Go
now.
ahead. Let me see how you do this.
You know, women like to have sex too.
Absolutely. But
So
we
don't
can
say it's
also
just us.
abstain.
No, some of y'all can't.
A lot
Don't
can.
believe that.
Majority women can sustain. That's a
Right.
fact. I Google it. I
I'm
don't know
gonna
it
say,
to be
Google
one, but
ain't
Google
always
it.
right, baby.
Well, something. It's out there somewhere, people.
Right.
It's out there somewhere.
Right.
There's a lot of women that can go without.
Mhm.
You understand what I'm
Oh,
saying?
I know a few right now.
So yeah, I
Yeah.
think
Especially for us, because I think sex is such a intimate thing for us. Like you have to be firing on all cylinders
A connection.
for it to be
Yeah.
something I want to do with you. Now, if I'm just using that to keep you and control you, I can do it as I please. Now I don't have to have a connection. It's like water. You want some or you don't. You
Oh.
thirsty or you not. Right? So
Y'all
I think
hear
when
this.
it's in that perspective, it's a very different ball game. But when there's an emotional connection to someone you care about, you feel something for, when there's like discord in the relationship, then sex doesn't feel worthy almost.
yeah, I agree with you.
Okay. Your thoughts, man?
You know what? I feel like it can go either way. I feel like everybody uses sex as to get a personal gain out of it.
Right.
And this can even be in a a playful, spontaneous way. For instance, like I feel like if my husband do the dishes, or I'd be like, oh babe, do the dishes, I give you some. You know what I'm saying? That's cute. Like
Right.
it's for my own personal gain, but
It's also for your personal gain still.
but I guess it's different because I'm not in the dating world of it.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm in a marriage of it. So, but I see it from her point of view if you're just out there single dating and there's sex involved, and we're in a generation of, hey, if I'm giving it up to you, I'm getting something in return.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's the money bags,
Yeah.
Birkins, everything she said. So, yeah.
It's funny though. Men also use it, right, to
I was just gonna say, manipulate the
hold,
hell.
Try and keep somebody
Yeah.
in bondage. I don't know if that's the right word.
I
but
kn-
you
that's a
you
little
the
strong.
context. But to
I
keep
get what you're saying,
somebody hypnotized.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use that word, right?
Yeah.
To keep them kind of at their beck and call. But it's always interesting because I feel like so many people do use sex as just some way, shape, or form, just a tool of manipulation.
It definitely uses that. I was watching something online. It amazes me when the girls are, like you said, Matthias.
I like how y'all using that little code.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I hope y'all are really tuned in with us and locked in.
Remember-
Because they
remember
over there
times.
code word and y'all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
When y'all watch the YouTube video, y'all gonna see
Yeah.
our faces making
Yeah.
all kinds of expressions.
But it's live radio. I gotta make sure I keep it
We'll
correct.
keep it clean.
Until I do a candid conversations after dark.
Right.
That's next. But I'll put that on YouTube. But I think it was Blueface and his girlfriend. She just recently posted a video of them having sex, and she was like, "I
What?
just did it out of spite. I just did it out of spite."
No, wait, which girlfriend? Because he has
I
a
think
few.
the one he always fighting on. They
Oh, the missing tooth?
think so.
Oh.
I don't know.
I'm not trying to be funny. Her
But
teeth is
she
really
like
gone,
literally
y'all.
posted it. I'm sitting here like, why?
Mm.
She is hypnotized over that man.
Yeah.
Some people like that grungy
Yeah.
thug meat women. I mean, you just
Not
have, you
even
know.
just that though. Like you got to think. Like look at Nick Cannon, right?
Oh, well,
Nick
he just
Cannon,
laying down
he
meat
just
everywhere.
Had what, maybe 10, 12?
I think it's 9.
He's somewhere
I
up
done
there.
lost
He's
count.
hitting double digits, right?
Yeah.
These women, one of them did an interview and she was saying that they're in an open relationship, but it's only open on his end, and that she knows about these other women. She's okay with it.
So
Some do catch her by surprise, but so some people.
So the question becomes, obviously she did that for her personal gain.
Oh, absolutely.
So she
All
can be
of them are
financial.
doing it
They
for their
for
personal
their
gain. They're
Absolutely.
well taken care
Yeah.
of.
Absolutely.
There's not many people in this life right now that wouldn't go for a deal like that.
Yeah.
You understand? Like,
yeah.
this
Especially
is Nick
now.
Cannon. He's rich. Okay, all of these women, he taking care of all his kids. I don't care
Yep.
what nobody say. You can have as many kids you want to if you take care of them. So he got all these kids, and he's with these women, and I feel like it's still personal gain. They have a
Yeah.
certain lifestyle that they get to obtain.
Absolutely.
Their kids are great.
And from what we can see, he treats all of them equally. Like they all
Yeah.
do the photo shoots. They all do. So nobody ever feels like how, no shade, but how Future's baby's mamas have
Yeah.
felt, right? Where it's like you're doing it all by yourself still.
Yeah.
Like
They
Nick
beefing
Cannon.
with each other, 'cause
Right.
you ain't call your son, but you over there taking care of hers.
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's just amazes me how powerful sex is. It's just so,
Yeah.
it amazes me.
Yeah.
I mean, people be that horny.
I guess so, child.
I need this light bill paid. I got to do what I got to do right quick.
yeah,
So I'm going to hit everybody up.
personal
Bless
gain.
Yeah, personal gain.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go, here's the thing. I mean, they have other ways you can do it. If you're a sexual being, you know what I'm saying? You can get a quick 6 figures if your sex good on OnlyFans. I done seen some OnlyFans, some stubs.
But I will give OnlyFans their credit because there's a lot of people on OnlyFans who like show feet and make
And
a good
get
amount of
6
money.
figures. That's what I'm telling you. Just showing your feet. Your feet only. Or whatever fetish people have, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. That sex thing is, I would think people would like not use it that much anymore since everything that's happening in the world.
I think it's so everything is so overly sexualized.
Yeah.
Everything is like there's very little like barriers at this point that
Yeah.
TV hasn't crossed, that movies haven't crossed, that shows haven't crossed. I mean, I watch the Game of Thrones new show, the House of Dragons.
Okay.
Listen, you have to you gotta brace yourself because you never know when they're
Yeah.
gonna have a moment.
Yeah.
You watching and they're sitting there, thou art, how dare you, da da da. Next thing you know, the prince is in the orgy. You like, wait a minute,
Yeah.
pause.
The
How
whole
did we get
orgy.
here? Yeah,
Yeah, I was just telling my friends about this from home. We were just talking, catching up, and we were saying how from when we grew up to like now, like even in songs, sex was subliminals, like those 90s songs. They didn't really kind of like
right.
spit out. They just
Right.
kind of went around the world. But now
Right.
it's just everything is out there.
And honestly, some music now, like I can't do it. Like I'm listening to it, and there's in the gym like Cardi, whoever, right? But some songs come on, I'm like, oh girl, no,
Yeah.
I can't do this.
It's a lot.
That's a lot.
Like you said, it's there now. It's just
Out there.
Yeah,
it's out there.
No guessing.
no,
I mean,
there's no. They don't. They don't water it down.
yeah. It's like, where's the love in it? The passion. I guess it's married people,
That's
right?
that's the question, right?
Where's the passion and the love and romance?
I feel like when R&B kind of shifted out
Yeah.
of mainstream, I feel like a lot of that shifted with it because R&B is where you heard like the passion and the love and I'm standing in the rain singing to you,
Or in the
ballads.
desert.
Yeah,
Yeah.
running, hoping that you could catch her before she get on the plane,
Right.
type of thing. That is not happening anymore.
That's probably why I'm stuck there. I'm still stuck over there.
Oh, all day.
And there's other people that are stuck over there. You got to find them. That's all.
Start a group chat, G. We're gonna figure it. No, I'm just
We're going to figure it out.
Yeah, they're
We're going
out.
to figure out where they at.
They out there.
We're going to figure it out, y'all. Listen, yeah, I wanted to always touch that subject because I wasn't sure if people like thought like I did.
Mm-hmm.
Because I done been in a room and sat with women, like, oh, okay. But then I done been in a room and sat with men as well. And I'm sitting here like, so she doing A, B. Oh, okay. And you just getting all of that because of, hmm.
Enlighten us, getting all that because.
Like I know home is like, and it may be petty, but getting their phone bills paid, getting their car notes paid, get all because they didn't lay it down right.
Wow.
Woman just
Mm.
will do anything for her. I'm not saying that's a sign of weakness because you have
No.
women that will actually and they would take care of their man if they feel like they're in a relationship. If the man has made them feel like it's just them,
Mm-hmm.
but I know better
Mm-hmm.
because I'm sitting here listening like, honey, she know what's up, right?
Mm-hmm.
You ain't telling her. I mean, it ain't my business. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But she know what's happening, right? Oh yeah, she good. She thinking she the only one.
Yeah.
That's how you bring trouble. I'm like, she done paid the condo, the cell phone, man, get your hair cut every week, gas. Wow. So I done heard it from both sides. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
all because of the sex. Powerful stuff.
Ooh, child, I don't
It's
know
like, do
nothing
you
about that
do
part.
you look into their eyes when y'all are doing like just stare into like the soul connection? The energy transference would be
I was
off
just
of me.
about to ask you that when you said soul. So do y'all believe in soul ties?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
I believe in that.
Yeah.
When you connecting those body parts, that energy transference can be real. I
Yeah.
mean, and it could be like a one night stand. You get some bad energy,
Mm-hmm.
bad juju.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Why am I
Nah,
acting like this?
you got to get a
Right.
whole exorcism to get yourself
Come
back the way
on.
you was.
Rebaptized.
Right. Nah,
Yeah.
I definitely believe in that energy transference.
I do too.
If you can get that energy in a room of people and you can feel what something's off,
Mhm.
you can,
You know it's
sexual
something
connection.
there,
Exactly.
yeah, for sure.
Exactly.
If you changing fluids and body parts, yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Y'all be
Listen,
careful in these streets.
right.
These young folks
Yes,
be
please
careful.
be.
Choose wisely.
Don't be out there laying it low and spreading it wide and
Yeah.
backsided and all that
The
stuff.
STD reports are coming out, and Atlanta is staying on the list. Y'all be
Yeah.
careful.
You guys hear about the syphilis and the other one, AIDS?
Yeah, I heard some like
It's
couple.
on like an all-time high rise
Yeah,
right
they're
now.
on- yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, my question is this. This is totally off. What happened to monkeypox?
It
Where they
didn't
went?
work. It didn't work.
Where they went? It didn't work.
It didn't work.
Okay, so that creation didn't work.
Yeah, that one didn't.
I mean, it
It
just
didn't take
vanished.
off,
You don't hear
yeah.
about them no more.
No.
Okay, I just thought it was me.
No,
Okay.
no, not you.
I,
Not just you. They had the vaccine ready and everything.
yeah. Yeah. Okay. Injection. I'm telling you, The Walking Dead, 2025. We all gonna be around here
Y'all better
zombies.
get ready.
All right, y'all. So let's touch on the anxiety a little bit. Tika, I'll start with you. Since you suggested anxiety for me, because that was the first thing I took off the list. Like, yeah, we're gonna talk about that because
Yeah,
anxiety can be real.
Yes.
Y'all see me
it
having
is
the case
real.
of it earlier.
Mhm.
No, it's very real, and a lot of people aren't aware that they deal with it.
Very true.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it took me a couple of, like, maybe like 2 years ago. I was like, okay, yeah, I have anxiety, like really bad. And I started doing like a lot of research, like on neuroscience, like studies of the brain, like why do we react to certain things the way that we do? And when I figured out what anxiety was, I'm like, oh, I do get that.
Yeah.
So, when you're just, okay, it could be something that's going good, but your brain is going to tell you, and it could be a traumatic response or whatever, but your brain is going to tell you something bad is going to come out of this.
Right.
It's going to have you on edge to
Too
where,
good to be true.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then it
Exactly.
causes like a sense of anxiety. And I know you were dealing with it earlier when you
Just
came in.
before we got on this air.
Yeah, and it's just like, why do those, it comes up. And I feel like we have to start talking about it, and so that a lot of people can address it, because I think anxiety holds you back, too, from your purpose.
Absolutely.
And I feel like that's been my problem. It's held me back a lot. So I just feel like a lot of people should start talking about it more.
Yeah.
I agree.
I didn't even realize I had anxiety until just within the last couple months.
Really?
Yeah, and it's like she said, you don't really
Yeah.
think about it. It's like, okay, I do have that.
Because
So,
the way it's talked about is always like
yeah,
a bad thing, right?
Yeah,
like, oh,
ain't
you're
nothing wrong with
crazy,
you.
something's
Yeah,
wrong with
Yeah.
you
you,
are right.
right? Or it's not what you think it is. You just need to calm down or whatever. Um, but anxiety it's one of the realest things out there, and I feel like more and more people are self-diagnosing themselves with it. It is something that has taken a lot of us by storm. It's a reaction to a lot that we've all have gone through and never really talked about, or is a part of that fight, flight, or
Fight or flight.
yeah, fight or flight response. And so I think a lot of people they don't realize how intense anxiety can be, especially if you don't suffer from it in any way, shape, or form. You have no idea that anxiety can really cause someone to have a full panic attack or to completely shut down in a situation. Um, but anxiety is something that I think a lot of people deal with, and they just don't want to admit that that's
right.
what it is.
And just for y'all who don't know what the definition, I like to look it up. So you know what we're talking about. Anxiety is a feeling of worry, nervousness, or unease, typically about an intermittent event or something with an uncertain outcome.
Mm. I don't. It's a lack of control. I don't have control of how this can go, and so therefore I'm going to panic before I even get to the end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they were just saying a couple of the symptoms, if you just don't know the symptoms, sweating, trembling, feeling weak or tired, feeling nervous, restless, or tense, having a sense of an impending danger, panic, or doom. Doom.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
having an increased heart rate, um, and trouble concentrating and thinking about anything other than what is going on in the present moment. Wow. Did I have anxiety? Do I need to get medicated? No, I'm
No.
just playing.
Go talk to
No, you're
somebody.
right.
They do have like options,
Yeah.
like anxiety can be treated. I do want people to understand that. And it comes up in a lot of forms. Like I know like people that they get anxiety off of like, when you see those commercials where people are sick,
Yeah.
that can make you feel anxiety like, ooh, maybe I'm sick or maybe I had that. Like it just causes you to panic, worry. I don't know. Like everybody
Yeah.
I feel like everybody has dealt with anxiety at some point in their life.
Here's what I know what I deal with. I deal with social anxiety.
Oh yeah. A lot
Yeah.
of people do that.
I don't I don't like to be around too many people at once. And I'm always feeling that everybody's looking at me, so I bust out in sweats. I just it happens, and I'm thinking like, I gotta go outside. I will leave and go outside, catch some air. I have to have air. I just recently figured that out too. I'm like, damn, this is why
Yeah.
people make me nervous. I always feel like somebody's staring at me in the room. You know what I'm saying? But I try to keep positive, but I just like this is a bit much for me. So let me go back in my hermit mode.
But what I'm learning is that's more about ourselves. I don't
Right.
really think
You think
people
so?
are worried about
Right.
us like we
Yeah.
think that they are.
It's more.
It's ourselves.
It's the insecurity of us not wanting to be seen for something, or
That's
not wanting-
crazy, isn't it?
And it's
Yeah.
making us like edgy. Like
Yeah.
Exactly. It
So we
causes
def-
the anxiousness.
So we'll deflect our own trauma on something
Right.
else. It
Yeah.
ain't even got nothing to do with these people.
Because the
tend to
person
do
could just
that.
like glance at you. They may not be staring at you.
Yeah.
But y'all lock eyes for a moment, but all of a sudden now you think they're focusing completely on you,
Yeah.
right? And that really could not be the case at all.
and I ain't think about you.
Right.
Right. Who are you?
And
Right.
here you are having anxiety. A lot of people, that's why when they go to parties, they have to like drink a lot to loosen
Yeah.
up, to feel like, so they don't have to worry about what other people around are thinking and they don't have to deal
Exactly.
with anxiety.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Dang, anxiety is real, y'all.
It is.
That's crazy. When do you feel like do you notice it? Do you guys notice it when you're anxious?
absolutely-
Oh, I do.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, I do.
I've learned like my triggers and I've learned my tells of when it's about to happen.
Yeah.
Like I can feel it bubbling up. It's almost like I feel hot all of a sudden. Like my stomach starts to warm up and then it goes all the way to my ears. And when it happens, I'm like, whew, okay.
You must be hitting
I-
triggers.
I love that because like you would think you crazy.
No,
Like, you'll
it
think
really is a trigger.
Something
like,
is wrong with
happening.
you, yeah, but like you feel all of those things, like really. So
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, I just did a speaking engagement with the Manners Group. It's a HBCU group of agricultural business students, and we talked about boundaries. But anxiety came up because they were like, "How do we handle that?" Because if I'm setting a boundary, but now I'm nervous about this boundary, especially like say in the workplace, it's giving me anxiety to now communicate that I need you to not do this thing or to respect my boundary in this
Yeah.
area. And so I was telling them one of the things that I learned, like I figured out how to kind of manage mine. My first thing is breathe. Like as
Okay.
soon as I start feeling that happening, like because it doesn't just shoot up, right? Like it slowly bubbles up. So like I'm like, okay, I'm getting anxious. Let me breathe.
Right.
Let me take a deep breath. Let me, walk outside if I have to. The next thing I do, if I can't have a moment just to be like peaceful to myself, I start touching things. Like I grab my phone, like just something tangible to remind you, like you're in a space, you're grounded, you're okay. Just you're here. You could do one thing at a time. You're one
Yeah.
person. And then journaling and working out, like those two, like those four things. Truthfully, if I didn't have all four, I don't know how my anxiety would react.
Yeah.
But my
So at least
first panic attack taught me how to
yeah.
handle all those things.
You've had a panic attack. I really.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have.
Okay.
I have.
And that's
Yeah.
what made me research mine. When I had my first panic attack, I'm like, okay, something's off, so let me do the work. I got into meditation. I got into working out. Well, I was more so stretching, halfway working out, but we ain't gonna talk about that. But I got into the meditation and all that stuff. And then I do a gratification countdown.
Okay.
So like whenever I start to feel like negative feelings come up, I was just like, okay, gratification countdown time, 10. I woke up this morning. God woke me up.
Yep. That's
9.
good.
I love the sound of my nephew's voice. Like he makes me so happy, 8. I love my husband. I have a husband. I'm grateful for that. I have love in my life. Like
Yeah.
just go through things and it'll make you forget about all of your worries when you start to just give gratitude for the things that you do have, cuz a lot of people don't have what you have. I think, everybody goes through things. So you just got to ground yourself like you said and breathe and you'll be okay.
Yeah. That gratitude countdown is
I
beautiful.
like that.
Yeah.
Gratitude countdown.
Yep. Whenever I'm telling you, whenever come out, gratitude countdown.
Right.
Man, look, we did good today.
Right.
We accomplished this.
Right.
All right, 9.
Right.
What else we do? Girl, remember that sandwich you had earlier? That was a real good sandwich today.
Yeah.
That's something to be
Right.
happy about. Just
Right.
Yeah.
bring it back. And
I
then
like
you'll
that.
forget about the negative.
Absolutely.
I try to keep in mind that I'm very grateful. Keep my gratitude. I don't do the countdown because I like that, but I try to remember like, okay, I woke up this morning.
That's it.
Okay, all right, I got a roof.
Right.
I got some money.
Mm-hmm.
I got a car. Yeah, I try to think about this stuff. I'm saying,
A
okay,
nice one at that.
and it's like, okay,
Ain't it?
and then what?
I
You know
pulled
what?
up. I said, oh, he here.
Right.
You know what? You know what gets me though. You know what? It really slaps me in the face. Like, and it always happens. I could be in one of those spaces, and then I will look out my car, or look out my window, and I'll be like, "Ooh, that could be me." I see like a plethora of people under the freeway, just
Yep.
intense,
Absolutely.
and it hurts me. I'm like, God, I'm sitting here like, what the hell is wrong with me that I'm feeling like this, and that person is dealing with something way worse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It
But
always
I
slaps
do
me in
want to
the
say
face.
your feelings are valid though. Like don't
Yeah,
invalidate your
yeah.
feelings. Feel
Yeah.
how you feel.
Yeah.
Right.
Definitely.
There's a book called Battlefield of the Mind by Joyce Myers, and it's an old book, but if you like battle with anxiety or just negative thoughts, that book is so great. And one of the things that she talks about is think about what you're thinking about, then change what you're thinking about. So almost like grab that thought and take control of it to change it. So do the gratitude countdown.
Yeah.
Think about, all the things that you're blessed to have. Breathe, do anything that kind of shifts that mindset for
Yeah.
you, because once you start shifting it, it can't stay there, right?
Yeah.
It has to move. But you definitely, I think it's important to feel how you feel, because for me at least, if I bottle up and I just push it back, eventually there's no more room to push back.
It's gonna boil
And-
out.
Yeah. And I'm a very
Erupts.
peaceful person.
You are.
So if you see me like angry with somebody, just know
They,
Build up.
yeah.
it was built up.
He was ready to erupt.
you know?
Yeah. And I have to remember that too, because I'm an overthinker, especially when I'm by myself.
I think anybody with anxiety overthinks.
Oh my
You
God,
are
that's
not
crazy.
Yeah, I think that's the symptom right
Yeah.
there. If you're an overthinker, you're 9 times out of 10 you've dealt with anxiety
It's
at
almost
some
like
point.
Doctor Strange, right? Where you could have you could see all these different scenarios happening at one
Ain't that
time.
weird, bro?
It is the craziest thing. Like my mind can create 15 different outcomes, and it's like not any of these are
Yeah.
gonna happen.
But you'll convince yourself.
But
that
yeah.
they're possible.
Okay, yeah, see.
Yeah.
All right, I don't feel bad no more then.
No, I
No.
think overthinking is the norm at this point. I
That
think
is
they conditioned us
crazy.
to learn to multitask so much that we have now. I feel like everybody has anxiety. I think everybody has anxiety. Everyone overthinks, other people just know how to control it and
Control
push it
it,
down
yeah.
better than most.
I agree.
But that's
Especially
why
within
mental
the
health
last
is
couple
at an
years.
all-time high
High.
right now.
Yes.
And I think it has a lot to do with the social media.
Oh, of
Oh, of
course.
course.
Just where we have come as people with the gadgets. Like
Yes.
Yeah.
you get on there, you see somebody portraying a certain life, you feel like you're lacking
Exactly.
Yeah.
in some type of
Absolutely.
department.
Right.
And they really don't got it going on.
Nah.
They just got a good way of showing it or
Yeah.
acting
Right.
like they do, and it's hard for us to disconnect from
What?
what
Okay.
we're
Why do you
seeing
think
on
that
the
is,
media.
though?
We're addicted.
It's in our face now.
Yeah.
You can't get away from it.
We're
You know?
addicted. It's not. This isn't the phone we play Snake on, right? Like this is an advanced piece of technology that we can
that
do
does everything.
everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I can control my whole day from this phone and not touch
Yeah.
my computer at all.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's an option. I think it is. We're attached to the hip to these things.
I agree, and I kind of don't.
Oh,
I agree, though,
Enlighten me.
but I kind of don't.
Yeah.
Because I feel like as individuals, we have choices.
Absolutely.
So you can choose to indulge in holding this. I know people that don't let these things go.
Right.
Like, I know people that will hold these things, phone down to 1%. They wait till I get down to the very last percent, and then, oh, I need to charge. I know people like that.
Right.
But I feel like I agree with you. Yes, they even stick these in kids' hands and just say, built-in babysitter, do what you got to do.
Yeah.
But I feel like adults they can make choices to say, okay, I need a break. This is not what I want to indulge in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do it. But you're right. It's there. It's in your face. You got this thing that can do everything. You can work from it.
Yeah.
Check your emails from
Exactly.
everything. The devices do everything.
Exactly.
spend money from it. I
Spend
did it
money.
today. Went up to that. Y'all
Right.
got Apple Pay.
Apple Pay, all your
Right.
cards, the information in there.
Right.
You live without your phones. Like, I bet you people can't. I bet you people can't even. They can't even remember 2 or 3 phone numbers in their phone.
Yeah, my dad's number is the only number I have memorized.
So now you're going for a name and tapping because you don't even know names. Like when I'm giving myself away. I was taught, learn this number because if something happened to you, if you're abducted, you got
Right.
this number here, learn it. You know what I'm saying? You can call.
Right.
Nah, I think I only remember like maybe 1 or 2 numbers in my phone, by heart.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
And I think like you said, it's a choice, right? So my
Yeah.
best friend, she took the Instagram app off of her phone like
Yeah.
3 months ago. She hasn't been back on since.
okay.
So, but she did it because she felt like she was constantly in this black hole. She would just get on there and lose like 45 minutes, an hour and a half every day, just scrolling, not even really doing anything with intention, just scrolling, liking things.
Yeah.
You start drifting from page to page, stuff like that. So it's definitely a choice, but I think a big part of why we are so attached, like I said, like we do everything from it.
Yeah.
And then I think with COVID and everyone being locked in the house, you kind of got attached even more to your
Even
phone
more.
to keep up with things, what's
Right.
going on, just to stay in touch with people. You were FaceTiming all the time. So it has become almost like another family member to some extent.
Yeah.
Well, for me, and it's also another source of income now.
Same.
That's what we're forgetting.
Yeah.
Because
Thank
my
you.
problem is, like, I take a lot of breaks from social media. Like, I'll do 2 months, 3 months. Like, I do the same thing. I don't want to get too caught up. But then I deal with why aren't you posting on social media? You need
Right.
to be posting.
Right.
You have to get more followers. You have to get more this. But it's like, I want to just be in the moment.
Right.
When I accomplish things, and I want to be in the moment, like
Absolutely.
it being on social media doesn't make it an accomplishment. I
right.
want to go and do these things and be in that moment. I don't always want to be on social media documenting everything, but now when you want to have a certain type of, if you want to be a content creator, if you want
Right.
to be in that social media
Right.
realm, you got to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm stepping
So
into
how do
that
you have
point,
a
so I get
happy
it.
medium?
Yeah.
It's hard. I mean, I do social media management and content creation full time for other brands and people and
Yeah.
personalities. And there is no downtime, right? Like there really is no time to just not. If you are creating content, if you are posting, like the consistency is what they want. The algorithm works in your favor when you're consistent. So it's almost for anybody who is using social media for their business or brand, it's like you have to do it.
Yeah.
There's no option. There's no switch. And if you schedule it, the algorithm punishes you for that. So it's like there's no way around it to really not handle it unless you hire someone else to do it for you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Truthful.
That's where
'Cause like you said, it's a
marketing
check.
content
Right.
creators come in. Pay them to do it.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah, 'cause
I'm
I know
here.
I don't know any personally, but I know I've heard that content creators get a check
Oh
Yes.
yeah, they do.
Yes.
Absolutely.
just by knowing what they like. What they like.
Right.
And I'm sitting
But
here
it
like,
takes work. It takes a lot of
yeah,
work.
yeah.
I think a lot of people sleep on that. Like they think, oh, she just posted a picture of her food and this, that, and the third. No, that girl probably took like 15 videos. Her food was cold by the time she ate it. She had to switch that plate around, make sure she use the right filter. Like there's a method to it.
Yeah.
Then turn around and act like she liked the food, even though it's cold.
Right. Exactly.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we're in a different world.
Yeah.
We're definitely in a different world right now, which will give you anxiety. But it's amazing that people can't let those things go. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Because we used to go outside and play till the street light came on. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. You know what I'm talking about? But it is what it is. I mean, we can't expect everything to stay the same. So we have to evolve constantly. It's just a matter of adjusting to the evolvement.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And then creating these platforms like, Candid Conversations
Thank
where
you.
we can talk about these things and
Yeah.
people can, because I feel like once you become aware of it, you can kind of try to change it or
Yeah.
try to,
Exactly.
make it better.
And just be mindful of like how much time you spend on your phone or how
Yeah.
much, a moment of anxiety or whatever the case may be. Like you become mindful of it, especially when you realize you're not the only one dealing with it.
Yeah.
It's very lonely when you think it's just you, right?
Yeah.
When you realize it's a community of people, you feel supported even
Yeah.
if you don't know them.
Yeah. Agreed. And that's why I kind of wanted to do this platform because I feel like I can hit one or two people
Right.
that have dealt with the same thing that I've dealt with or maybe currently dealing with it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I look at it as a little 2-hour therapy session. You know what I'm
There
saying?
you go. And listen, I am
It's
huge-
therapeutic for me. Like, yeah.
Therapy is go.
Yeah, it
Find
is.
Somebody and go.
It is. Yes, if you need therapy, please get it.
Yes.
Now
Even
remember,
if you don't think you need it.
yeah,
Just get it.
get it. Now it's the difference between therapy and what's the word I'm looking for? Psychiatric treatment. It's different. They're
Very
not one and the
different.
same.
Right.
They're not one and the same. So if you want therapy, say you need to see a therapist.
That's it. Yes.
I don't need no psychiatric treatment. That's when
No.
you're going a little bit over the edge. So
Yeah, you don't-
make sure you get your terminology right when you get
Right.
there. But let's just say behavior health.
Yeah. There you go.
They'll know what you're talking about.
There you go. And if there is, somebody who needs to transition to the next, they
Yeah,
would definitely
yeah.
recommend it.
My
Let them
therapist
tell
asked
you
me if
that.
I wanted to transition. I say, ma'am, nah. You can have me on Ritalin. No, buddy.
Oh no.
I know I got some issues, but it ain't that serious. Jeez. Yeah, therapy is very. I'm a little mad because I may have to change therapists. I've been talking to her for 3 years,
Oh.
and she's so back. She became very backed up when the pandemic came. So her schedule is like booked out for like months.
Oh wow.
And I can't go that long without talking to my therapist.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I had to enlist the services. I have to try to find me a therapist. If she has a cancellation, I want it. But it's like, dang, I got to start over.
I'll share
She
my
knows
therapist.
the ins and out of you. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's
They can tell
Yeah,
that.
and it's
Listen.
like when you spend that much time with that person, like you feel like,
Absolutely.
damn, now I got to start over.
Yeah. What brings you in today?
Right, man. Listen, can you get the chart and just read and go do your
so,
homework?
so it's making you dread going
Yeah.
back to therapy
Yeah.
because you know you got to do it with someone new.
I know I need it, but I don't like. You know how like we click.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm gonna click with this person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotta
It's
work
like,
It's hard to find a good therapist.
It
I'm
is.
so grateful for mine. She's amazing,
Yeah.
right? And I recommend her to anybody who ever even questions it.
yeah,
But it is hard to find a good therapist,
It
to find
is.
someone that you can just not even just click with, but that you can trust, right?
Yes.
My therapist, like, she's a Christian as well, so she's not like weirded out when I have moments where I'm like, well, I was praying about this, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So all those things really matter when you're looking for a therapist that can relate to you,
yeah.
right? But also can speak into what you're going through too.
You just got to be mindful of researching your therapist and what you feel like you need.
Exactly.
Put that at the forefront.
Right.
What you need, and see if this person will have the credentials to offer it to you.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? So be mindful when you're searching for your therapist.
There's a website called openpath.com. And what it does is you can literally search the database of any therapist that's registered with them in any state across the nation
Okay.
and find someone that you can work with. And it literally can be like, I want to work with a male that's black, that's around this
Yeah.
age, that focuses on abuse or whatever. You can narrow it down that much, and they will like condense everybody who fits that profile for you.
Nice.
And then a lot of therapists on OpenPath give you a discounted rate because you came through that service.
Okay, give it to them again.
Openpath.com.
Openpath.com. If you need you a therapist, you got your device in your hand, I'm sure. Go ahead and tap that thing in and see what you can find.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Listen, we drop jewels over here.
Listen, save your marriage, honey. Y'all go to
Right.
counseling. Something.
Oh, not save your
Right.
marriage.
Yes. Tia, Corey. Y'all.
Man, man. Whew, I thought they was going to be together for a while.
Yeah.
That saddened me. But, yeah, excuse me. I'm dealing with sinus issues right now. One of my nostrils is stopped up.
It's okay.
I
It's
can't
cold,
breathe,
y'all.
but it's cool. Something else I want to talk in. We're gonna shift a little bit.
Okay.
Why do you feel? And you may have friends in your circle or your immediate people you may know that be trying to peer pressure you to like drink and smoke. Y'all haven't had that happen before? Because I feel like people want you to do these things in order for them to have a good time. Okay, they feel like they can't have a good time naturally,
Right.
so they have to indulge in these things to make themselves feel good about themselves for some reason.
Yeah.
But since I don't indulge in any of the activities, people be like, oh,
Because you don't drink at all, right?
nothing.
Yeah.
Drink, smoke, drug, I'm all clean.
Okay.
I'm pure.
You vegan?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
I got some beef in there, but excuse me. A lot of my friends that I grew up now, they know, oh, G has natural highs. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I don't need it. One of us got to drive you dummies home. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, people try to make you feel bad because you don't indulge in those things. Do you really feel like it's a backstory to the mental for them to do this, or they just feel like they just really need to loosen up, have these drinks in order to enjoy themselves, or they just prudes if they don't have these things?
I'm going to let you start, Tika.
I don't think that people. I've never been in a situation where I've seen people like talk about somebody because they don't indulge. I've never seen that.
Oh.
Yeah.
So the fact that you're
Let
saying
me
it, I'm
bring you
like,
around.
Yeah.
like
it's
people,
kind of shocking.
Yeah,
to hear.
people like treat you a certain type of way because you don't indulge.
Not in a like a mischievous bad way.
Oh,
It's just
right.
like, oh, you
But
why
even
you don't?
any
Like, yeah.
judgment, yeah.
And I hate it, but I laugh at it, but I hate it. Like, you do you. I'm cool. I don't need to do what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't. I haven't dealt with that, but I feel like if you don't drink, if you don't smoke, good for you.
Right.
Great.
Right. I'm that will sit there and pull out the camera and show you how you was acting the night before.
Oh, see,
Oh,
you
see, now
shady.
you don't
Yeah,
do that.
see, then I talk
Now
about
I'ma
you.
judge
Then,
you.
Nah,
yeah.
but I'm not gonna do it in front of people. Like, hey, remember last night?
But even the fact that you
There you
have
go.
evidence.
Right, matter of fact,
right?
let's
No,
not even
because-
invite him to
Yeah.
the function. We're
Because
not
if you're gonna try to
invite
make me
him.
feel bad, I'm gonna show you that you literally looked bad.
We're not gonna invite you because I don't
And
need
these-
nobody
these are
showing me
friends?
evidence.
That's fine. I have anxiety anyway. It's cool.
Yeah, you don't need to go.
I'm good.
Are these friends?
Yeah, I don't do that all the time. I do it sometimes, just be playing.
Yeah.
But I've had some associates. Even when I meet new people, you want to drink? No, why don't you drink?
Okay.
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like,
Okay,
why?
yeah.
Ooh, we don't have nothing in
I think
common.
it's more of a shock that people don't drink or do anything. I don't think it's necessarily just you. I think it's
It's a
people are
shock.
so used to people indulging in that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know. At this grown age, I don't think I've been around people
Man.
who are like, you know, you
Yeah.
need to know, girl, open your mouth. Like, no,
Right.
I've never.
You know, like
No.
I've been in rooms with people trying to loosen up and go to functions and do stuff. Oh, let me buy you a drink. Nah, I don't drink. What? You don't drink? Oh, is something wrong with you? No, it's something wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? I'll take a Sprite
Right.
or some pineapple juice. You want to make it look like I'm drinking? Go ahead. I don't drink.
That is so
Okay,
crazy.
so can we flip it? Do you feel some type of way about the people that do indulge?
I don't.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you why. Because I grew up with a family that indulged.
Is that
every
why
day.
you don't?
Yes.
That's why most
Yeah.
of the time it is.
Yes. That's exactly why.
Yeah.
just growing up seeing. I'm like, I don't want to act like that. And I've seen several different kind of drunks. I've seen the verbal abuse drunk, the abusive drunk, the sloppy drunk, the sexual drunk. I've seen all of them. But I'm sitting here like, yeah, I don't want to lose that kind of control of my body or myself to do that kind of stuff. So I just chose not to indulge. And people be like, ooh.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, even being in like Christian settings, right? Like it's always kind of frowned upon if they see you with the drink, or they assume like, oh, you supposed to be the good Christian girl. What you do with the drink? Well, Jesus
turned water into wine. Thank you.
So he was okay with it, first of all. And second of all, I mean, that was one of his first miracles.
People will quote that verse, baby. You hear me?
It's in the Bible just like that.
But it got to be wine, though.
Right. It got to be wine. Because he showed it turned Hennessy.
But, Hennessy wasn't a thing being made back then. So you don't know if he would have. Okay, he might have turned to some peach. Might have gave him some white. You don't know. Okay, so let's not be white. So quick.
Yeah, I feel you.
Right? He might have, and they just didn't know what it was.
Yeah,
called, so
didn't know what it was. So we gonna call it wine.
Right there, you go.
Yeah.
I'm tell you something. When you're in communion, baby, you ain't drinking no wine. And Welch's grape juice, Concord.
There you go. Unless you're in Catholic church,
right?
They gonna give you some wine.
Real wine.
It was always weird having to almost defend myself in those things to remind people, like, for one, I'm grown. Like, I'm the legal age to do this, right? And then two, I know my limits. I don't need you to police me. I know how to control myself. So I think it's something that people are just used to in society. I think drinking, I don't smoke or do anything like that, but I think all of those things are so like normalized that it's a shock when you meet someone who doesn't, right? Like think about a few years ago when people first becoming vegan. When you met a black vegan, it was like you don't eat nothing. Yeah. Like you don't eat chicken. You don't never eat a chicken wing. Like you're confused initially, but as it becomes more popular, as people get to know you, there won't be a judgment about it.
Yeah, I mean it trickles away after a while, and then I become the designated driver or the person that's looking out for people, which I'm going to do that anyway because I care for my friends like that. But it's just like, man, I don't judge you for drinking drink after drink after drink. I just let you do it.
Yeah.
Leave me the hell alone.